Hey guys, and welcome to the Network Basics Part 2. Today we want to have a look at Pika's advantage in Escape from Tarkov and what BSG could do and what you can do to minimize this effect. So first of all, I am giving BSG the benefit of the doubt and assume 64 tick rate servers. We should have a brief talk about human reaction time. You can measure your own reaction time, of course, but the average human reaction time across all ages and genders is about 284 milliseconds. The older you get, the slower you are. If you want to measure your own reaction time, you can check out the link in the description below. So for this video, we assume 284 milliseconds reaction time going on. Other factors like your input lag from your mouse etc. also play an important role. A good mouse will give you about only 8 milliseconds input lag, an example. That is the time your device needs to detect you clicking the button and sending the signal to your PC. It does not include your input lag of being able to click the button in the first place, which also adds a delay, etc. These factors all add up, and although you might have the most expensive and best hardware available, you will still sit around 20 milliseconds at least. The way you connect your monitor, in example, will also add a delay, and the single display port adds around 5 milliseconds, just to give you a number at this point. I am adding all of this because when we're going into the ping section of the video, I want you to bear in mind that there are a lot more factors adding time than you think. If you want to know more about input lag, you can click on the video about this topic in the description below. Let's move on. As we go through our raids, we'll often find players hiding in rooms or around corners holding their angle. Unlike many people believe, a high ping does not give you the advantage over players when you are the aggressor, however, puts you at a severe disadvantage when you are the camper. Since we have learned in the first episode of Network Basics that Tarkov clients run with client prediction, movement on your local client side simulated and executed before sent to the server. As you are the aggressor, you will therefore see the other player before he can see you regardless of your ping. In short, that already is your Pika's advantage. Shots, however, even if fully simulated on your client, will not be executed until the server proved them and updated your client state. Let's take a look at the timeline and what happens when the aggressor moves around a corner or peeks the door to the camped room. Player 1 moves around a corner and becomes visible on his client to the other player and vice versa. Remember, this is only on the aggressor's local client. This information is now sent to the server. The server will intake the package and queue and process it and then sends it out to all connected clients, updating the client state. Player 2 gets this information and his client will process it, his GPU will then build the frames for the movement simulation and sends them to his monitor. That is the point player 1 is visible to him as well. Because player 1 won't wait for player 2 to get these updated information and based on his human reaction time, input lag etc., he will fire at player 2. While this happens a little before the shot after player 2 is able to see player 1, he has a short moment where he will be able to fire and kill player 1. A very nice term I found for this was window of opportunity. To not make it too complicated, and because input lag is very much subjective to each player, we will not use this to calculate the time player 2 has in order to fire and kill player 1. Instead, we will use a very simplified equation where the ping represents all sorts of input lag processing on client and server. So the window of opportunity equals the human reaction time of the Pika minus the ping of the camper. If we put in the numbers without any input lag etc., we will see this. That means player 2 would have 234 milliseconds, which is 0.234 seconds, to be able to kill player 1. If player 2's ping was higher, his window of opportunity would grow smaller and the calculation would look like this. The lower the ping of player 2 is, the bigger his window of opportunity will be, while the ping of player 1 won't play any role in this equation, because even though player 2 sees player 1 later, he also would get shot later, leaving him with the same amount of time to react. Since it is not just only the ping that is measured here, but also the game client's ability to simulate all of this, the server to queue and process it, as indicated by the red arrows, and again, lots of factors of your devices and yourself causing input lag, the equation in real life will be a bit longer. While we look at the timeline, we will see that player 2 needs to add the time needed for his client to simulate his action, package it, encrypt it, and of course, before anything happens, add at least the input lag from his mouse. In order to calculate the advantage player 1 has over player 2, we need to calculate the peaker's advantage. The reason processing takes so long or exists in the first place is because all packets are queued up and processed accordingly. As per common understanding, I use 2 frames of processing queue on the client and 3 frames for the server. Peaker's advantage means that the aggressor's time to get a kill shot out and registered with the server is larger, as in his own window of opportunity is always bigger than the camper's window of opportunity. Peaker's advantage means that the aggressor's time to get a kill shot out and registered with the server is larger, as in his own window of opportunity is always bigger than the camper's window of opportunity. In order to reduce this, BSG would need to work on client optimization, higher FPS within the client, higher tick rates with the servers, and you yourself would need to check if you can decrease your own input lag to a minimum. Also, all clients connected to the server should have an optimal ping for the best experience when it comes to peaker's advantage. Yet, there will always be a delay causing it. That all said, we can prove that a high ping does not give you an advantage over other players and a disadvantage when holding a position. Right, that's it from me towards peaker's advantage. I hope it helps. Let me know if you need to know more or need more details. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye guys.